other way. This is how much we went over yesterday.
Okay. Can you see this? Can you see?
No, we're not.
All right. Keys to understanding. Where's my book? Where's my teacher's manual? Who had it? No, it's not yours. It's like, did you write it? No. No, where's all No, that's not right. Mine is in color. That's why she gave me that. Did you give me the copy? Where's my manual?
The front of the folder has a color too.
I gave her the book. Where's my manual? No, I want the one that's like, that one that the back is with my colored copies.
Yeah, I gave her that book.
No, this isn't the one, honey.
Where's yours? Teacher manual.
I don't know, that's what I'm saying. Go find out, please.
Well, I read up on that, but this is not right, dog. And it wasn't, when I did it. Yeah. There were all the better brands though.
All right, never mind. I have it, Terry. Terry, I have it. Okay. I had one more copy of this stuff. I think you asked him to give you Yeah, I did, and you were supposed to write them down. It's how you got here, so since I gave you. You're gonna have to go back another time, because I need my manual.
Tell me the story.
Yeah, I went ahead and write down the answers.
You're finding your job.
I got your 545.
That was one of the funny stories. Besides the other guy going crazy on the bike, those were the top choices. I forgot. I don't know. That's true. I did. I totally forgot. I just that's the guy. But it
No, I didn't want, I never give out my teacher. Yeah. I'm gonna get a cheat because it's No, I apologize. Because yeah, I don't want this out. You can come in and take notes. That's why I told Joshua. You have to come in and take notes. She's coming next Tuesday.
7 o'clock. Can I call when she's
I got here a little late. I went home and I had a busy day.
Oh, no, this is what I thought I had.
Yeah, she'll be here.
Oh, okay.
All right. Does everybody have the Quizlet app downloaded? Everybody should have the Quizlet app downloaded. If you don't, talk to your neighbor. Help them help you. There's instructions on the board. Do you get the Quizlet app already? Okay. All right. Keys to Understanding Real Estate Law is where this book should be open to. Is everybody open to the right page in the book? All right. Title insurance for 200. What's the definition of the written summary of documents?
Written abstract.
Oh, I prelim or no,
It's called an abstract of title. Abstract of title.
Summary of documents.
Did you give her copies? Yes. Oh, perfect. You worked it out.
It's Quizlet, is that what's called?
Yes.
What is that, standard policy? Oh, CLTA.
Title insurance, listen. Remember in my notes that I have in the book, title insurance is a title protection, not a burden, and it protects the owner or lender against most undisclosed existing liens and encumbrances. All right, you need to remember that for the state exam.
Standard policy?
A standard policy. The ACE, the CLTA policy means there's no on-site inspection, right? They're only checking what's recorded, right?
Yes.
So if someone is sitting at a desk searching the internet, for 600, which policy covers improvements and encroachments?
Extended policy?
The extended policy, correct. When you think of extended and eyes, you must see with your eyes. Remember, no policy covers things like zoning or things that may happen in the future. No policy covers everything. Okay? What are the 3 search sources for 800?
County clerk?
The county clerk,
County
the
recorder?
county recorder, and the federal land office.
And I don't know.
The county clerk, county recorder, and federal land office.
Like where you take documents to which place
Let me see what's going on here.
you know? All those questions like
Illegal issues. For 200, who's the prosecutor?
district attorney.
The DA. The real estate commissioner issues accusations and fines, but does not prosecute. The real estate commissioner has force and effect of law, but he does not prosecute. And the real estate commissioner is appointed by the governor. Write that down. Put down force and effect of law. The real estate commissioner has force and effect of law and does not prosecute. We're talking about the difference between the DA and the real estate commissioner. So, what do we write down? Well, shh. If everyone's quiet, then people know what to write down. I'm telling you some stuff that might be on the test. You can write down what you want or what you don't want.
Can you repeat it one more time?
I will be happy to repeat it. So what I've written already is the real estate commissioner issues accusations and fines but does not prosecute. He has force and effect of law. That idea might be on the test, force and effect of law. He is appointed by the governor. Okay? No broker name for 400.
Blind ad.
Blind ad, right? Blind ad. For 600, who receives disciplinary action when you're naughty, naughty, naughty?
Broker and agent.
The broker and the agent get in trouble. When the agent gets in trouble, so does the broker, as the broker is responsible for the agent. We are employees of the broker. So for IRS purposes, guys, we are independent contractors, right? We're a 1099 employee. But for real estate commissioner purposes, we are employees of the broker, which means when you join any office, you're going to sign a contract with that office saying, yes, I'm your employee. Why? Because if you get in trouble, who's going to take the hit for you?
Broker.
The broker, because you can't work without a broker. Which is why on graduation day, we hope that you sign the contract or not the contract, but the DRE paperwork that says you're going to align with us, meaning the day after you pass your test, you can walk into the office and say, I have a buyer, and we can get you going and help you sell a house. Awesome. And what's going to happen on graduation day is they're going to go over things you can do in the next 8 weeks to stay connected with the office and build your database so when you get your license, you're able to sell houses. Our goal is to get you into production within the first 30 days. Most agents take up to 6-7 months. I took 4 months. But in 4 months, I had 4 deals. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I worked every day for 4 months, but by the 4th month, I had a part-time job. I was working part-time nights and full-time real estate. And by the 4th month, I realized I was leaving clients to go to my part-time job, and I thought, oh, it's time for me to quit. Yes?
Well, when we do that paperwork, we can put you specifically, because there's more than you that's here on teams, right?
Oh, yeah. If you want to join a team and you feel like you want to join a team, first off, some of you have a sponsor already, right? Somebody who told you to come here. That when they ask you who your sponsor is, whoever told you to come here, that's your sponsor. If you came off the sign or whatever, I'd love for you to name me as your sponsor, as the person who was the biggest influence upon you so far at Keller Williams. I would love to be that person. And that being said, even if you name somebody else as a sponsor, but they don't look to grow their team or anything, you can still join my team and still be someone else's, be under somebody else as far as your sponsor. And if you want to name me as your sponsor and you're interested in potentially joining my team, I'd love to talk to you about how my team works. We take a lot of new, fresh agents and teach them what to do. All right. Receives disciplinary action. We did that. Must be revealed to all.
Gifts.
Gifts. A gift could be $50 or $500. It could be a stove. but it has to be revealed to all. The test tries to make you think you can only give a gift of like $25. For IRS purposes, you're only allowed to deduct $25 from a gift. Right? You're only allowed to, for each person you give a gift to, only $25 is officially deductible, but you can give gifts. Okay? Broker relationships for 200, the employment contract. Who do we do our employment contract with?
Broker and agent?
Broker with the agent. I have broker slash agent, so you understand that it's a little bit different. Like, it's an agreement with our broker, whereas when we get in trouble for the DRE, it's the broker and the agent. Like, we get like in trouble together and separate. You know what I'm saying? Like, the broker can get in trouble, I can get in trouble, and we can get in trouble together. With this one, I want you to understand this is an agreement between you and your broker, so broker with agent.
So we could write broker with agent?
Yeah, or broker, I have broker slash agent. You'll see how, I have it specific because like on that app that you downloaded on your phone, you'll see there's ways to match it up. It has to be correct, you know what I mean? Okay. As for the DRE, we are employees of the broker. As for IRS purposes, we are self-employed. Who can manage property for 400?
Broker only?
Brokers only. We are able to do everything a broker can do. A lot of people come back from the test and say, Kathy, there's a lot of broker questions on there. Okay, but what can a broker do that we can't do?
Manage a property.
That's it. Everything else, when we sign that contract with our broker, we can do whatever they do because we're doing it under them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when there's broker questions, they're kind of trying to kind of get you to a place where you think there's a huge difference between a broker and an agent, but there's not that much difference between us. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's to psych you out. Broker so-and-so and agent so-and-so got into a transaction. Well, does that change anything? No. Does it change the price of tea in China? No, right? We are able to do everything a broker can do except manage property. Also, an employee of a corporation could manage a mobile home park or an apartment complex and not be a broker. Why? Because who owns mobile home parks? Who owns corporations? People. Right? They can hire whoever they want. They could hire a monkey to be the manager for the mobile home park if they wanted to. They could say, I got the smartest monkey in the universe and I'm going to hire that one to do my work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they don't have to be a broker in order to manage those types of properties. Highest good faith for 600? What's that the definition of?
Fiduciary?
Fiduciary, correct. Our highest good faith is our fiduciary. And who do we have a fiduciary with?
Our clients?
Our client. Not the broker, not the lender. And so this is the deal. When a person calls into the office on a floor time call, we are fiduciary to the seller. So there might be a test question like that, like, hey, you're on the phone with somebody and they're asking about a house. Who do you owe your fiduciary to? The caller? The seller? The broker? Or none of the above?
So,
The seller. Why?
because you're representing their best interest.
Why though? That wasn't my listing. I don't personally have the listing, so why would I be representing the seller?
It's a possible
Because they
client?
call,
Huh?
Because it's a possible client?
it's the
No.
person you have the contract with.
Huh? It's the person the office has the contract with, right? The broker has a contract with that seller, so that's our client too. Why? Because we're an employee of the broker. Who is that caller right now?
Our
Doesn't
client.
matter.
No, they're not our client. They're a caller. They're nobody.
They're just the.
We don't know if they're pre-qualified. We don't know anything about them. They're a potential client. They are a contact. Do you know what I mean? So our fiduciary is with the seller in that situation. Our fiduciary is with the person we have a contract with. We are a sub-agent of the listing agent. What is the duty we have to every other principal in a transaction?
Fair and honest.
A fair and honest deal. So we have a fiduciary to our client, but we only owe everybody else a fair and honest deal. So we are not allowed to lie or anything like that. But when we are acting on behalf of our client. We're supposed to get the seller the highest amount of money for the house, right? Do we do that by telling the buyer the lowest amount the seller is willing to take?
No.
No. Are we supposed to do that?
No.
When agents do that, are they representing their client very well?
No.
No. Unless the seller gave him permission. An expired license renewed for 200 under licensing.
2 years.
2 years. If our license expires, we have 2 years to renew or we need to start all over again. And actually, you don't need to start all over with me again and take the classes, but you do need to go retake the test. Okay? And some people after 2 years can't, because they've had their license for 4 years and have, been away from the material for 4 years and then they've been away for another 2 years. So they've been away from the show for 6 years. A lot of times they actually need to come back to me and start over.
Do you have to take, you never have to take the test as long as it never expires?
Yeah,